Yo, Jagaban. Yo, Jagaban. Yo, Jagaban. Now here we want to Jagaban. Food they want them. Our mama, papa want them. Silver we want them. The same people will give us Jagaban. Now the same people come to tell us, say, Jagaban is not good again. Which way Nigeria, oh? Because the government don't favor them, oh. They want us to touch Jagaban government, but let people everywhere. Yo, Bukola finish in 8 years. Jagaban go finish 8 years. We know they for church. Yo, Jagaban. Yo, Jagaban. Yo, Jagaban. Now here we want to Jagaban. God save us, we want them. Our mama, papa want them. God save us, we want them.
My country people, me and you don't say to change Nigeria overnight. It don't be my own.
Ayandaba. Anamana, Anamana, Anamu, Paratuba Dodri Chukuma, Tukutuba Dodri the Mo, Paratuba Dodri Chukuma, Tukutuba Dodri the Mo, Obodo Jisike Nubo Seruna, Oibo.
It is everyone, be free. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you just have to act like you are drunk, like you are crazy. Confuse your enemies, confuse them.
We mo. Yeah, we mo. We mo. No basa got to
Yo, Jagaban. Yo, Jagaban. Yo, Jagaban. Now here we want to Jagaban. Food they want them. Our mama, papa want them. Silver we want them. The same people will give us Jagaban. Now the same people come to tell us, say, Jagaban is not good again. Which way Nigeria, oh? Because the government don't favor them, oh. They want us to touch Jagaban government, but let people everywhere. Yo, Bukola finish in 8 years. Jagaban go finish 8 years. We know they for church. Yo, Jagaban. Yo, Jagaban. Yo, Jagaban. Now here we want to Jagaban. God save us, we want them. Our mama, papa want them. God save us, we want them.
My country people, me and you don't say to change Nigeria overnight. It don't be my own. It don't get easy. So Therefore, make we support Jagaban. Make it seize Nigeria for us. Nigeria don't scatter to live today.
Adore.
Easy for Jagaban.
Adore. Our prayer. It is our prayers.
To take Nigeria to the next level, the grassroots movement.
And there it is right there. Yo, Jagaban. You heard it there from the delectable tones of the dulcet tones even of the Ofege band from Ikbolobia. So that was the Ofege band from Ikbolobia. I wonder, is there a real place called Ikbolobia? I hear all these Igbo people saying Ikbolobia all the time. I wonder what that means. Ikbolobia to you, anyway, if that is a cause, then or hopefully it's a blessing, not a curse. So can you imagine an actual real place called Ekolobia? Can you imagine that? It tickles so many sweet spots. So a city called Ekolobia. Oh, all right. It's getting a bit nonsensical now. So good day to you. Good afternoon and all that. A short little snapshot afternoon session. We do this often once in a while. We're doing this right at this moment now. Often when we come out in the afternoons is to react to something in the news cycle. So what has been agitating, what has been exciting the news space has been the Bukola Saraki outing on Channels Television. So we're going to be reacting to that. So that will be the body of this particular stream. So without much ado, before we get into it, actually, you may hear a bit of background noise. I've got my little boy with me, but it's as quiet as it can be, but he will make noise. So before we get into it, actually, make sure you've clicked on the like button. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Share the links to the stream. What else do I usually say? Yeah, so like, share, subscribe. Share the links to the stream. Yes, come into the studio if you want to come in. So do all those things. So do those things. Let's just get started, shall we? So that's Choma right there. I wonder if she's back in the United States. So that's Choma right there. And say hello to me in the comment section as well. That's Chief Factor right there, the inimitable. I was going to call her a great lady, but she's too rascally to get that title. So what adjective actually qualifies Choma? I have to dig into my the recesses of my mind to look for the adjective that qualifies Choma. But good to see you. Agbadorian is there, Choma is there as well. Say hello in the comment section as you're coming in. So we're going to start it off immediately. So let me know if you can hear the volume. That's the one thing we need to establish first. So let me know if you can hear the volume, and then we kick it off.
The All Progressives Congress APC brags about its national convention as over 8,000 delegates are gearing up for the crucial meeting in the FCT Abuja. Former Senate President and former Kwara State Governor, Senator Bukola Saraki, will be speaking with us tonight on the program on the state of affairs of the PDP and the road to 2027 elections.
All right, let's skip forward to where Bukola Saraki actually comes in. We don't need the preambles. Let's go to exactly where the interview is. All right. I think it starts from here.
Is it losing ground? Tonight, one of the party's most influential voices speaks to us on the program. Former Senate President Bukola Saraki and a former Kwara State Governor is speaking tonight on crisis, reconciliation, and the state of the PDP and the battle ahead in 2020.
The one thing is Bukola Saraki, he must be well into his 60s now, but he doesn't seem to age that much. I think all those monies stolen from Kwara State being put to good use. Do you remember, of course, that it was his father that stole all the money from Societe Generale and crashed that bank? And then he did he one-upped his father by stealing all the money from Kwara State. So all of those countless billions that they've stolen, you can see it manifesting, still looking at 16, even though it's probably more 66.
27. Dr. Bukola Saraki Many thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Quite a while seeing you.
It's been a while indeed.
By the way, a lot of people don't know that you're a medical doctor. That part of you is silent because they thought Dr. Bukola Saraki is maybe the usual title you give to politicians.
No,
just
it's hard-earned doctor.
Do you still know where to turn the stethoscope?
I still do. Don't my political friends make fun of me that they're not sure they will come to me for. But anytime they do have one, they will make the phone call.
It's better to get your political advice than to get your medical advice.
I'm not sure. You can get both.
And of course, well, I wouldn't say fortunately or unfortunately, you're an Arsenal fan. And you've been one.
Yes.
You've been one for a long time.
Yes.
Any Arsenal fan, including the likes of Aliko Dangote,
yeah.
Those of you have resilience and a lot of patience. Losing for a long time and not knowing any silverware is a lot of patience.
You know, for a club that you came, we lose. I don't know why people are so much against us winning. So I had to even tell my friend, I said, look, we haven't won this thing. Okay, just be on our side. You know, I think God willing, we'll do it this year.
I hope. It was disappointing how Pep dealt with you guys on the weekend.
No,
that's disappointing.
No. It was not a good outing. It was not a good outing.
But I mean, there's another part of London which you need to go learn some lessons.
Where's that?
Very close to Fulham.
Where's that?
You know, London is always.
I want you to say the club. Is that your club?
The Stamford Bridge.
Is that your club?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We've got all the silverwares that you can ever think of in the world.
Well, you know about 50
in Europe.
You know about 50
all right. We don't really need Seun Okinbaloye's opinion on football. I'm not quite sure why he's trying to hop on that train. So let's fast forward and cut through the nonsense. Imagine Seun Okin. You know, on that spot, actually, Bukola Saraki is an ardent Arsenal fan. You always see him at the stadium all the time. So it's not just some newspaper or glory hunting fan. It's an ardent as he goes to all the games as much. You know, he virtually lives in London. Anytime they are out of office, they will go and spend their stolen loot usually in London. These people, there's no Nigerian politician that actually lives in Nigeria. When they are not in play, they go back home to Dubai, to Abu Dhabi, to London, to the United States. Willie Obiano, he lives in a gated, expensive community in California somewhere. Bukola Saraki, he lives in the upper ends of London. Atiku Abubakar, he virtually owns Abu Dhabi. So none of these people, they don't give an FUCK about you. When they are in play, they come up, make all of the necessary noises, get the position, loot some more money, and go back home to whichever part of the world they live in.
For the convention. If you know, this crisis was not just the convention. Leading to that, over the weeks and months, there's been a lot of work that we did. And we were the last party, a lot of the opposition party, that stayed together without actually being divided into maybe a faction or non-faction. We avoided all the booby traps were along the way. We just kept meeting, reconciling people, bringing ourselves together. There are many evenings that, I mediated the different groups, governors, former governors, to try and put everybody together, try and build confidence. And we did our best up to, and even the last one, if my advice had been heeded to, and I screamed, I shouted at that time and said, look, don't let us go and do this convention. The best thing for us at this point in time, let us have a caretaker committee.
So you advised against the Ibadan convention?
I made a statement. There was a special committee set up, led by one of my elder statesmen, Ambassador Hassan. They came, they saw me, and with Michael Gadume as part of it, Senator Kuri as part of it. And I told them my advice is that we should not go to that convention. We should have a caretaker committee, because it was clear that that was the best solution for us, and that if we did that, we would have avoided this issue of different factions. And then after the election, we can, when the atmosphere is calmer, we now can go. Unfortunately, they did not heed that advice, and that's honestly, what
was your reason for telling them not to go to Ibadan?
Because I could see that we are not fully reconciled in going to Ibadan. The purpose of going to Ibadan and any convention was for everybody on board to have agreed on what we're going to do when we get to Ibadan, and met all the criteria that were being demanded for. There's the issue about congresses in some states that has not been done, that we need to do that. There was also on how should we zone, who should take the position. So when you go to those conventions, it should be affirmation. You should have resolved behind the scenes who and who.
What isn't it the failure of your own committee that should have reconciled? You have the date ahead of time. They depended on you. They trusted you to have reconciled the warring parties in the party before going to Ibadan, but you couldn't achieve that.
No. We said don't go to Ibadan. Don't go to that convention. There was no point going to that convention. Instead of going to that, let us form a caretaker committee. If we had done that, we would not have this crisis.
But is it not taking sides by saying don't go to Ibadan?
No.
Because there is a side that doesn't agree with Ibadan. So when you say don't go to Ibadan,
don't go to Ibadan was for the interest of the party. You see, it's very politicians. Some people tend to try and simplify things on whether it's Mr. Y or Mr. If you advise, and sometimes because you have maybe supporting what. No, that was what was in the best interest of the party to avoid what now came out after Ibadan. Before then, we were not in court. Well, there were no this kind of court cases against different parts of the party until after
Governor Bauchi, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo, they spearheaded the Ibadan Convention. Although we saw Governor Fintiri of Adamawa, who announced and said, because of the situation, he's reneging on some of the things that he saw. But I mean, were you able?
And by the way, events are since superseded. That Governor Fintiri of Adamawa is now no longer a factor in the PDP for reasons of having now crossed over to the APC. So the PDP now boils down to just two state governors, Bala Mohammed, of course, and Seyi Makinde.
To speak with these two governors who were spearheading that convention and made them see reasons why Ibadan was a no-no for you.
We did our best to advise that Ibadan should not take place. It was not in the best interest of the party.
But at this stakeholder, were they carried along?
Everybody,
I mean, as a former governor,
yes,
a number 3 citizen,
yes,
you must have seen reason, and you know the reason why you don't want them to go to Ibadan. But if you prevail on these two governors, especially Governor Makinde and Governor Mohammed of Bauchi,
I think they were convinced for whatever reason that was the best solution at that point in time. It wasn't, and I'm not the only one that had that position. Even the committee that was set up by the Board of Trustees also, in their recommendation, suggested that they should not do that. But their report was not considered because the report was not in line with those who had committed that they had to go to Ibadan. I mean, that is. But I don't think where we are today, where we're still trying to make sure we bring people together. I don't think that I want to bask in who got it right, who did not get it right. Clearly, mistakes were made. But where we are now is, how do we ensure that PDP is available as a platform for those lovers of PDP, those members of PDP that want to contest election? And to do that, we still have to continue the reconciliation processes. And that is why, as you said to me, it's been a while. I try as much as possible when you are trying to arbitrate not to put on blame, because you still need to bring people together. Even people who have made mistakes. There's no point in where mistakes have been made for us to harbor on it as much, because that does not help peace, doesn't help unity. So the point I'm making is that there's no doubt about it that, yes, if they had listened, we would not be where we are today. But that has happened now, and we should not label. What we should label is what is ahead of us.
Senator Saraki, is it also very true of your position when you say don't go to Ibadan? On the other hand, you send delegates from Kwara.
I did.
To Ibadan.
Yes.
So if you say don't go to Ibadan,
yes,
on the other hand, you send delegates to Ibadan.
No, let me
Were you trying to play a balancing game, or what exactly?
We said don't go to Ibadan. They now told us, we said INEC is not going to be there. It's going to be an exercise in futility. You're going to have a convention that will come out of that.
The fact is, and this is what has always undermined this Bukola Saraki'S political journey. He tries to be clever by half, and he's always trying to play both halves so that he can, whichever side wins, he will still go with that. He's claiming he was asking them not to have that convention in Ibadan, but nevertheless, he sent delegates. So if he knew that convention was an exercise in futility, as it's just stated here now, if it was a futile exercise, then why did you participate? Because sending delegates, of course, is a participation. But then, of course, now he leans towards the wicked wing, which now seems to be the winning side, and is now trying to claim that he has always been with Wike all the way through. So this is a sort of the politician then that tries to play both ends against the middle. So that's just who Bukola Saraki'S.
I will not have the legitimacy to carry on further. Then they reassured us, no, INEC could be there. So to show good faith, just to again show I'm not on this side or that side, I'm on the side of what is good for the party. One side had already clearly explained to us that Ibadan was not an option, which was the reality. It's okay, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If you claim and you gave assurances that INEC will be there to conduct the primaries, and I told those of our delegates on Kwara, you know what, let's show good faith, right? Go to Ibadan. If INEC is there to conduct that convention and that'll come out of that, go ahead and vote. If INEC is not going to be there and you don't see INEC there, so to me, that action was an action that truly shows that it was not any vested interest of, it was interest of what is right in doing the right thing. And in the moment, of course, INEC were not there, but still, that was the opportunity again for us to pull back. I said, look, INEC not being here, this is an exercise in futility.
But then you don't do the right thing by doing the wrong thing. That's just the point. This is Bukola Saraki trying to be too clever by half. You know, against the antecedent of history, is now trying to be right.
Let us go back, not do an elective convention, but they went ahead and do that. But that has happened. It has happened now, and we're now where we are, and we now have another opportunity. Because the key thing to all of us in PDP is let us create a platform that people who want to contest the election on PDP have the opportunity.
So you're a member of the PDP?
I am a member.
There are a lot of people who think that maybe you are going to the ADC.
No.
Because you've been quiet, and there are no doubt about your loyalty to the party and your sincerity on where you were standing. No. So people were saying, Saraki, or he's going back to the APC, or those are the thoughts.
No, listen, I think my antecedents and my political career show that I'm not a follower. And I lead, and I'm very clear where I stand. I'm not somebody that will say something in the afternoon and say something else in the evening. What I believe in, I stand, and I take whatever comes with that. I've shown it, whether it was in the Senate, when I was a governor. That was my political life. If I'm going somewhere, you know about you, I'll come and I'll tell you this is where I stand. The quietness may be because unlike normal elective year for the last 8 years, I'll probably have been contested. In 2023, I contested for president in 2019. So maybe because 2027, I agree with the principle, and I was part of the party that said, look, 2027, let us leave it to the zone to the south and let the south,
all right. So it's exactly because of that statement. That's why I'm actually doing this reaction video. So that's Bukola Saraki right there, which is one of the big names in Nigerian politics. It's one of the big names in northern politics. He's now coming out to tell us that no, the power stays in the south. So if he's telling you that the power stays in the south, then he's telling you that the power stays with Tinubu, because he fully understands that power leaving Tinubu to somebody else that is southern, it means power then retaining in the south for 12 years. So he understands that. So with that singular statement being made by Bukola Saraki right there, that is him endorsing Tinubu for a second term. If you understand politics, you will know immediately that that is what he's saying.
So people were saying, Saraki, or he's going back to the APC, or those are the thoughts.
No, listen, I think my antecedents and my political career show that I'm not a follower. And I lead, and I'm very clear where I stand. I'm not somebody that will say something in the afternoon and say something else in the evening. What I believe in, I stand, and I take whatever comes with that. I've shown it, whether it was in the Senate, when I was a governor. That was my political life. If I'm going somewhere, you know about you, I'll come and I'll tell you this is where I stand. The quietness may be because unlike normal elective year for the last 8 years, I'll probably have been contested. In 2023, I contested for president in 2019. So maybe because 2027, I agree with the principle, and I was part of the party that said, look, 2027, let us leave it to the zone to the south and let the south, finish this 8-year period. So maybe that lack of activity has given the wrong impression. But clearly, when ADC started, as you see, I was not part of that, and I made it clear that I was not going to be there. And ditto, those who were suggesting I was going to go and join APC, I also made it clear that I'm going to stay here in PDP. So clearly that's where I am.
So you'll be attending the national convention.
I will be attending the national convention, and I think that all lovers of the party should attend the convention for the purpose that this.
It's actually a shame that Bukola Saraki has taken this stance, because he would have been one of the more interesting names to clinch that PDP, and the window opens for him to clinch the PDP ticket now, because there's nobody left in the PDP. In fact, he's the only real big name politician left in the PDP. So the window opens now for him to actually finally be on the ballot, something that he has been pursuing since he left office as the Kwara State governor. So the perfect window, the perfect storm now presents itself, but he buckles it under this narrative of power retaining within the South. So if Bukola Saraki is not on the ballot this time around, then I don't know when. Maybe it'll come out in 2031. I wonder if he's still young enough to come out in 2031. But no, because who is left in the PDP? You got Bala Mohammed, like we said, who is halfway in, halfway out. You got Sheyi Makinde, who is halfway in, halfway out. And then you have Wike, who is a functionary of the sitting government. So the window opens for Bukola Saraki to take that ticket if he wants it. But now he has now made that public statement now that he's not interested.
This is the avenue.
Are there still members in your party? Because someone like Senator Saraki'S said the party is dead and gone, it's buried.
When you stay here in Abuja, you might say that because of the noise that comes out from the leaders having their disagreement. But when you go out to the states and you go into the grassroots in different states, and you find out that PDP is still very, very strong. I take my state, for example, because I'm not contesting an election. I said to all the aspirants that are contesting, stakeholders, go and have a meeting and come back and tell me which platform do you want. You have an option of staying in the PDP as it is. If you don't want ADC or PDP, you can even consider any of the smaller parties. So the first choice that comes to guests, and they tell you from feedback from the grassroots, is that people still have this love and this affiliation for PDP. So yes, there is a lot of noise.
Yes, in Kwara.
I'm giving my state an example.
Okay, because I know the Oloye tendency in Kwara is still very strong.
I'm giving myself
the Buki tendency is still very strong.
I'm giving myself. So I'm saying that even across the country, PDP is still a household name.
Is it sellable?
It is sellable.
In Kwara?
Very sellable. Not only in Kwara, it is sellable across the country.
Because there are those who say in Kwara, the bruise of Otoge is still very evident. And that's probably going to be more evident in 2027.
You know very well that is not the case. Where you ask the people in Kwara that all the promises that was made under the so-called Otoge was more propaganda vis-a-vis what has been achieved. Even within their own party, they will tell you that what we promised Kwarans, and Kwarans will tell you that what we promised Kwarans, what all the allegations we said against myself and those in the party, and what it is today is totally, you cannot compare the two. You can't compare where the state is today and when we were there in office. I mean, I don't even need to go far. Let's even just take the simple one of security. Somebody was telling me the other day, I was inquiring, I said, okay, they said before you didn't do this, we didn't have this, but at least we're safe. People were not dying. Now in Kwara, just over the last 2 years, about 400 people. I'll quote an international institution that said that Kwara State was one of the safest states in Kwara in the years. All of a sudden, it has become an emerging area for terrorism and attacks. And this was not the Kwara that we know.
It could have been blamed on the government of Kwara State.
The question is, at the end of the responsibility of lives and properties is on government. I was a governor for 8 years. my successor governor for 8 years, if you go and look at the data of people, how many people that were killed in that period was less than in the numbers of tens and 50. They're talking about 200-300. Now, the question you say that, who are you going to put the blame on? But if you now compare even neighboring states, look at the data of neighboring states, places like Kogi or Yo, they're nowhere near.
So your own view and your own opinion.
So what I'm saying,
Otoja has failed.
Of course, it has failed.
So it's Otoya now. or what's the tendency?
Look, people have compared that. Look, it's normal. 40 years. If you look at the time of Ole, my dad, from the 70s to my time, that's about over 40 years. It's normal in any environment. People want change. For some who just say, look.
All right, it's getting into the nitty-gritties of Kwara politics now. So that's not really where I wanted to be. I just really wanted to react to him now making that singular statement that as far as he's concerned, power retains within the South. So that's really where I wanted to land. So we're going to leave this one, and then we're going to react to something completely different. The Hausas, we touched on this a little bit yesterday, but we'll be a bit more expansive today. The Hausas are now, they now seems to have found their mojo, and they want to come out of under the clutches of the Fulani. So let's have a listen to this one. Let's take this one.
Nigeria and our state is enough. The killing of Hausa people is also enough. You will see that all those people that...
So this is an Hausa man, by the way, rallying against the Fulani hegemony that they have been under for what? The better part of 2 centuries now. So at last, as I said, they seem to be finding their mojo.
The political position are not Hausa. Well, it is Hausa people that took them to that position. So that's why we are saying to the world, to the Nigerian politicians, anybody that is not going to take Hausa people to the consideration, ranging from giving them position in politics and other positions, Hausa people are not going to vote that person. We are not going to vote for that person. So Hausa people need to be given very good consideration. You can see that all these people here coming up and take all these people. Some of them, all of them are Hausa people. All of them are the women. It is time for what can you see that those people who are behind political positions who are not Hausa by trade are the ones that will come and bring their sons and daughters to contest in our own Hausa land. So that is why we stand up and say that we are no longer going to fold our hands and keep just looking at those people enjoying the blessing that Allah Almighty.
The fact is, the pathway for the Hausas to emerge out of the clutches of the Fulanis is long and winding and very, very arduous. It's a very daunting task, the Hausas coming out of the clutches of the Fulanis. So why do I say that? The Fulanis, they've perfected the subjugations of these people. They all of the state houses in the north, all the state houses are controlled. Not all, but the majority of the state houses in the north, it's controlled by the Fulani. So that's one. And then also all of the party structures, at least a majority of the party structures in the north, they are controlled by the Fulani. So that's two. So now, how does an Hausa man now become the governor of whichever state? Let's take Kano State as an instance. The echelons of the PDP in Kano State, the echelons are controlled by the Fulanis. The state house is controlled by the Fulanis. All of the party structures in the PDP, the APC, the NMPP, every political structure is controlled by the Fulanis. Also, in terms of their rulership, in terms of their traditional rulership, the emirs, they are always have been and are still are the Fulanis. So how do the Hausas emerge from that subjugation to wrestle power from the Fulanis. That's the question. They don't control anything in the party. They don't control anything in the traditional rulership. Everything is the minority Fulanis are weighing down upon them. So what's their pathway for this emancipation, not emancipation, but for this emancipation that they now seem to be agitating for?
God has endowed us with in Hausa land. So, short and precisely, I'm trying to tell you that any politician that doesn't want to go along with the Hausa people is not going to succeed. Any politician, whoever the person is, we have made our people to make their mind that they are only going to vote the Hausa person or somebody that is going to help Hausa people.
Well, clearly, you see, concerns are mounting across parts of northern Nigeria following a wave of protests by Hausa youth groups and community leaders, driven by worsening insecurity, banditry, and deadly attacks on rural communities, in what many observers describe as a significant shift. Some of these protests are also reflecting growing tensions within the long-standing Hausa-Fulani relationship, with calls for political realignment and stronger protection for affected communities. Well, joining us now from our Kano studio to discuss these developments is Jibril Ismail, the chairman, Voice of Indigenous Hausa. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the program today.
Good morning, sir.
So, tell us, what is this?
You know, the Fulanis have subjugated these people so much that they don't even, by they I mean the Hausas, that the Hausas don't even have educated people that can come out and articulate their thoughts. So this is the level of subjugation that the Fulanis have vested upon these people. But it's such a shame. They found their mojo now under the cover of Tinubu. But if they don't manifest that mojo in the next, they have a 5-year window to rescue themselves permanently from this Fulani hegemony. If they don't significantly rescue themselves within this last 5 years window, if they don't even 4 years now and a bit, if they don't significantly rescue themselves, by the time power transits back to the north, which is almost likely to go to a Fulani person, then they are done for life. So it is now or never. It's a now or never moment for the suya sellers from the north.
It's all about, really.
Well, what we are asking for is Hausa people are the ones who have are the most populous ethnic group in Nigeria. But we look at the people that are occupying the political positions, you will see that you can hardly find a Hausa man among them. And insecurity that is happening, that is ravaging the country, you will see that most of the affected people are the Hausa people. The communities that have been destroyed and people propelled out of their communities, all of them, you see that 99.5% or 99.9% are the Hausa people. So we took a look at it and see that it is because Hausa people have been relegated. That is, in terms of political positions, Hausa people are not given even the traditional leadership.
You know, the question you have to ask is, what took you so long? Where was the fight? Where was this fight all of this while? So because this is not a new phenomenon, this is something a century plus old, that these people have been repressing you and depressing you and oppressing you for well over a century, going on 2 centuries. So where was this fight? Where was this voice all the way through? Even we in the South, especially in the Southwest, we advocate more for the Hausas than they do for themselves. And it's only really the alarm coming out of the South that has now triggered this now, this sort of, I think they're emboldened from what they're hearing from us on the South, that look, you don't have to be under the curse of these people. They are not better than you. They mean you no good. They've oppressed and they've brutalized you for so long. How much longer can you take it? And I think it's the echoes of those voices from the South that is now emboldening this sort of voice that is coming out now.
You see that Hausa people are excluded. And that really helped in the subjugation of Hausa people and making them into a poverty, gross poverty. So we are now coming out and say that we want Hausa people to lead. If Hausa man is the one that is leading in these states, and somebody that has Hausa consciousness will have to think that it is because the Hausa people are not the ones who are ruling. That is why we are having all this problem of insecurity and so on.
Well, I know you may.
And by the way, this is part of the wider dismantling of the Fulani hegemony within the Nigerian experience. So the Hausas are coming out, Tinubu is clipping their wings, the Southerners are giving them the language of fed-upness. So if we can carry through another 4 years of this momentum and energy, I think we can permanently break the back of that Fulani hegemony. But the one silver bullet, the crucial ingredient that makes the whole thing work is the Hausas. And the Hausas are now coming out to tell us that they're on board. So if we don't break the Fulani hegemonic something over the Nigerian space, that country will never, ever make progress.
I've heard this question before, but I'm going to put it to you again. Why is it taking this long for this to happen, this conversation?
Sorry?
Why did it take you this long to begin to speak up?
Well, we have been told that we and Fulanis are brothers. That is in religion, and Islam, that is Islamic religion. But later we came to realize that everything that will come for somebody that for development, you see that thing will directly go to the Fulani side. It will not come to the Hausa people side. That is why. So because of that religion, and maybe they are using the religion as a manipulating tool. So that religion that they are using is the one that made us silent. But now that we are tired of the subjugation that we have no choice than to come out and start speaking out.
Well, you have people who will say, what are you talking about? Hausa Fulani, you people are one. You've intermarried, you live together, and everybody thinks that you're all one and same. So how come this narrative is not the same right now?
Well, actually, we wanted the relationship to keep going, but because of the marginalization that we are seeing against our race, that is why we say we have to speak up. And the talk of saying that Hausa people have intermarried with Fulani, that is why they are now one. No, we are not one. We wanted to be one, but because they are segregating us, so we are no longer ones actually. Because if we are one, Hausa people too supposed to be seen occupying political positions. So it is because to them we are not one. That is why they are not allowing us to even let me take for instance in kind of my states. You cannot see you can hardly see a government official that is a political appointee that is Hausa. There are Hausas, but they are very, very few. And so with that equity, we need equity, so that our power will be the same. But when maybe in this crisis of let me call it Hausa genocide, because those people are the ones that have upper hands. They have upper hands over us. So they are actually they are unaliving us so much, as if there is nobody that will come and talk for Hausa people. And all these things that is happening, there is no single person from the north, from all my states that say, oh, this thing is happening to Hausa people. Let us come out and help Hausa people. What some of them are even saying is that people have been cheated. But if there is Hausa man that is on a higher political position, he will come and say that no, it is my people that are being affected the most.
All right, so let me ask you.
But what he talked.
Is former governor, former minister of defense, Rabi Kwankwaso, is he Fulani or is he Hausa?
Rabi Musa Kwankwaso is a Fulani.
He's not Hausa?
And the current, no, it's not Hausa. It's Fulani. It's just that they're saying that that person that is speaking Hausa in North is Hausa.
You know, we did a chat on this just as early as yesterday, and I may even bring it up again. Actually, we looked through all the state houses in the north, and 90% of them, they are Hausa. We couldn't identify. I think the governor of Zamfara State, they are rumoring that it's a Hausa man, but I am not convinced. The Hausas are what? They are good 80% of the population of the north. The Hausas, you know, not 80%, maybe about 60, 70%. Of course, you have the Kanuris, you have the Nupes, etc., etc. The Fulanis are no more than 10 to 15% of the population of the north, but they occupy every state houses and every palace in the north. So this is what this guy is speaking, and they're very brutal people, as we know. Nobody needs that. There's nothing controversial about saying that. They're very repressive, very brutal sort of a people. So actually, let me bring this. Let me put this on the screen. Actually, So we did this yesterday. I wonder if you can see. This is a chart of the state governors in the north. So if we have a look, we had a look at this yesterday. So yes, where are they? So yes, so yes, in the northwest. Okay, where was the place that we did it by ethnicity? Yes, so in the northwest, the governor of Kano State is a Fulani man. The last Ganduje is a Fulani man. Kwakwaso is a Fulani man. Abakabir is a Fulani man. So the last three successive, and if you go further back, they are all Fulani men. The emir of Kano is also, of course, a Fulani person. Now, the population of Kano is 85% Hausa, 85%. So this is what this guy is speaking to. Kaduna State, Ubasani is a Fulani man. They're a very small minority within that state. The governor of Kebbi State is a Fulani man. They are claiming that Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State is a Hausa man. That is debatable. Ahmed Aliu of Sokoto State is a Fulani man. The Katsina guy is a Fulani man. They are trying to say it's Hausa, but he is Fulani because Katsina is the spiritual headquarters of the Fulani globally across the Sahel and everything. So, of course, it's a Fulani man. The governor of Jigawa State is a Fulani man. The governor of Borno State, of course, Kanem Borno, we all know that belongs to the Kanuri. So he's a Kanuri man. But very quickly, they correct that in Adamawa. He's a Fulani man, etc., etc. The governor of Bauchi, a Fulani man. They are trying to tell us Malabuni is a Kanuri man, but it's a Fulani man. The governor of Ogumbe State is a Fulani man. So on and on it goes. So in the Middle Belt, of course, a lot of them Christians. So I think they are able to retain their thing. And they are trying to claim that the governor of Kwara State is a Yoruba man, but it's a Fulani man. So this is what these guys are alarming to. If you look through the north, actually, irrespective of where that governor comes from, none of them actually comes from the Hausas, who are abundantly the majority in the north. They are trying to tell us Zamfara is Hausa, but he's not. So this is what this guy is alarming to. So the penny finally drops for the suya sellers in the north, and they're trying to tell us now enough is enough.
What they are saying, and that is what we are fighting against now, because they are using that to subjugate us. They are using that to subdue us. So we are no longer to keep quiet and see this is happening in our own land, and nobody is talking. If you look at anybody that is doing a small business or Merua, Okada, you see that it's a Hausa man. But if you say the people who are being sponsored to go to study abroad, you say that they are Fulani. Most of them, 99.5%.
Okay, it's very important that you hear what he's saying here. So what he is saying here, and this is the perfect storm. This is the perfect strategy for perpetual subjugation. This is how people hold people in bondage permanently. We saw it in South Africa with the apartheid system. And what this guy is describing now is an apartheid sort of a system. What he's saying is that because all of the structures of power are controlled by the Fulanis, any opportunity for education and advancement, it always goes almost exclusively to the Fulanis. And then they leave the Hausa majority population as keke riders, water carriers, etc., etc. So they give the education to the Fulanis, which then self-perpetuate them in the ruling class, and then they keep the majority Hausas continuously in ignorance and menial sort of level at the bottom rung of society to continue to repress them. And because they don't have the education and the knowledge to break through, that continues to self-perpetuate. So it's the perfect strategy for permanent and eternal subjugation. This is what this guy is describing.
More business or Merua, Okada, you see that is and nobody is talking. If you look at anybody that is doing a small business or Merua, Okada, you see that is a Hausa man. But if you say the people who are being sponsored to go to study abroad, you say that they are Fulani. Most of them, 99.5% of 0.9%, you say that they are Fulani. It is because every offer or every opportunity will come from to the federal to the state government, and the state government, what he will do is to disperse that among his cabinets, and his cabinets are Fulani, and they will also disperse it to their families, and those their families are Fulani. So Hausa people will not get anything. The remaining maybe out of 100, if 10 will be dispersed
I'm sure you might have heard several times where perhaps maybe people down south will say, Hausa people have done this, Hausa people have done that, and then they never get any rebuttal from the Hausa community, only for it to be speaking of now. So many of them actually think that when they say Hausa people have done this or have done this ill, that is actually true. But now you seem to be saying that is not the case.
Yes, actually it's not the case. It's because of what they're saying, anybody that speaks Hausa is Hausa. That's why they are saying that Hausa people do this, Hausa people. But now that we have come out to talk and say that trying to, like, let me say, separate ourselves from them, let us show the world that we are the indigenous Hausa people. And we have the right to come out to say that we need to be given privilege and opportunities the same way it is given to other tribes, that is to Fulani. That's just it.
All right, but I'm sure there are lots of people listening to you saying, what's going on? That they'll be a little surprised at some of the submissions you're making here this morning. But how do people know that this group, this indigenous Hausa group you're speaking about, are not just young people who are exuberant? I mean, is this a cross-board? Because you have Hausa Christians, Hausa Muslims, Fulani Christians, Fulani Muslims. So how are you supposed to manage all of this?
Well, actually, we have elders.
Amongst you?
Yes, we have our intellectual elders, professors among us. We have them. So they are the ones, they guide us. Anything that we will do, which will go out of, let me say, out of hand, they will come us and hold us in order. So, and our Hausas and Christians, we are all the same. We are no longer going to say, this is Hausa, this is Hausa Christian, this is no. We are all the same, and we are trying to achieve the same goal.
So would you be able to mention some of those elders who are supporting you?
No, actually now I will, it's not now, I will not start mentioning their names and all that, but actually that they are supporting us and they are guiding us. Anything that we will do that will get out of hand, they will call us an order and say this is what we are supposed to do.
All right.
According to the law of the
One more thing before we go. For these forthcoming elections, do you think this agitation, this realignment you're seeking, will the Hausa people be able to go out there and vote? And what have you told them to do when they go to vote?
Well, actually, yes, Hausa people are going out to vote because they are the voters now. We are in the National Bureau of Statistics now. Hausa people are 30% of the Nigerian population. So we are the most populous ethnic group in Nigeria. And in the Northwest, we are the most populous ethnic groups. So we know our people, and they know the situation of the country now, that they have not been represented well as an ethnic entity. They have not been represented well. So we are telling them, and they are going to vote the person that is going to take them into consideration as I talk there. Somebody that is going to, take care of them. Somebody that is going to listen to their cry. That is
all right. All right, Jubair Ismail, thank you for talking to us.
All right, that was quite interesting, and I'm glad we watched it to the end, because what we said at the end right there is bad news for Atiku and it's good news for Tinubu, because of course Atiku is a Fulani man, and if that voice is representative of the greater will, of the greater the greater anxiety of the Hausa people, if it actually is a voice that is representing the mass feeling amongst the Hausa people, then that serves for Tinubu and works against Atiku. But there it is right there. We've got the Amungo of Rotterdam with us, so Solly is in the house. We have the Amugari of California with us, so Prestige is in the house. And then we have the Ajebota of London with us, which is Kenny, of course. Good to have you, gentlemen. So I'm not quite sure. There's two stories we're straddling. We're talking about Bukola Saraki endorsing that the power to retain in the South in the first half. And then we're talking about the Hausas riding against the Fulanis in the second half. So what about your thoughts are? We kick it off with Solly. Solly, Baoni.
I'm fine, thank you. Sorry, just 1 minute.
Are you just waking up? Why is your voice so dull, and are you depressed?
My PC is doing something. Yeah. So one man, do you know on TikTok they've started calling me Tinubu boy, and me and Sowore we are working for Tinubu.
But you're a Tinubu boy now. You're on a covert mission to the Biafra space. You can't never read the Biafrans, but you're a Tinubu boy now. You're a full blood.
I gave them simple analysis, and they started calling me Tinubu. I told them that Tinubu will win again. If you see how they were cursing me, is it my fault? Is it my fault when Nigerians don't want to unite? And this reminds me of the last election where all of them were crying, wailing, and insulting me. What did I do? Simple analysis. They don't want to hear. I've told them before that Kwakwanso and Obi was their best bets, right? But Moneybags Atiku will never let that happen. Because for Moneybags Atiku is a win-win situation. If he becomes president, him and his children enter his party and they continue to loot Nigerian money. If Atiku loses, his children are in APC and they can continue to loot Nigerian money. So why would he step down? Why would he step down for an Igbo man, a Fulani man? Step down for, like, they are so delusional. So okay, even if he steps down now, who is going to fund the party? You know, if you say this kind of thing now, they'll start cursing your father and mother. But am I the one that puts these basic facts on the table? I'm not the one that set all these things up now. Why are you insulting me? Then another problem with their Kwakwanso would be again is that I've been noticing all these Hausa people, one man, they've been all around TikTok like rats, talking about they are not part of the Fulani, this one. They've been saying these things since like 1 or 2 years ago. If there's one woman on TikTok, she hates them with her life. You know, so if Hausa and Fulani are separating, where are these Fulani going to? Because these Hausa people, they are going to vote any other person out of revenge, just like what happened in Lagos. People want to exert their emotions out, and that is what will come out in the next election. So if Obi and Kwakwanso come out, these Hausa people would rather vote for Tinubu. They would rather vote for Tinubu. So these people, I've said this over and over again. A Lagos local government chairman, in fact, the worst local government chairman in Lagos State can take over any other state apart from Abuja and Lagos, because these politicians are just crap. They've just had their way all through their life and nobody has challenged them. So just a simple Lagos politics challenge is what is dabaruing all their empire in less than 4 years. They are clowns and they are goats. They want to use small criminality to beat big criminality. It's not possible now. Where in life has the small criminal ever beaten the big criminal? They've watched too many movies. They've watched too many Mike Adenuga movies. So the thing is worrying their head. They are not able to think straight. You can only fight somebody like Tinubu with a force like Sowore. And then they keep on saying, Sowore cannot win this vote. It should start from local government chairman. But if you start from local government chairman, will you vote for him? You that you are telling him what to do, will you vote for him? They will vote for him now. So they are just sycophants and hypocrites that they've chosen in their mind who their leader looks like. And as even if the leader is a devil, as long as in their minds that is who their savior looks like, then that is who they will choose. So Nigerians are not ready. They can still eat, they can still laugh, they still have internet to come online and be insulting other people's tribe. Even with what is going on in the north, the northerners still have time to be insulting Igbo people. That tells you that they've not dealt with them enough. So by 2031, what I love about Tinubu, and the only thing I love about him, is that it's going to force Nigerians to be united based on hunger and suffering. By the time they suffer together and they starve together, they will be forced to unite. They will not have the strength to insult another Nigerian tribe. They will not have the strength to insult another religion, because they will be too hungry. They will be too busy looking for food, so they will not have the time for that, which is good. So Tinubu is winning the election. I don't see any opposition. If you don't want to rally around Sowore because you are too big for him, you are better than him. And another thing that they used to say, Sowore is the chairman for this. Sowore is the ask any of them, have they gone to the party to apply for any of these positions and they were told no before? None of them have ever applied. There are so many party tickets in that party. Do you know how hard it is to register a party right now? And they have Sowore's party there. But these people, they are so prideful. They are so prideful. Without their suffering, they still have pride on top. They are so prideful that they would rather not join the party and apply for anything. They just want to stay outside and be shouting that Sowore is this, Sowore is that. So even one of the boys that he brought out from prison, that one too went online and was saying Sowore did not point anybody good to them. That one did not join the party. That one did not apply for any position. That one did not try to get the endorsement. So Nigerians have not suffered enough, in my opinion. They are still too happy. Life is still good. By 2031, that is where I think the smart people will plan for a change and a move. Anybody struggling for 2027, keep wasting your energy. I'm not even a Tinubu supporter. It's just basic, simple analysis. How many years ago, I said that Tinubu is going to get more votes from the Southeast than he got in his last election. People were mocking me. People were telling me this one and that one. The moment they did their Anambra election and I saw that people voted for APC, I knew that I can put money on it, that they will vote for Tinubu. And is that not what we are seeing now? After they've cursed me, they've insulted me, they've told me that I'm Momo Igbo, all this one and that one. At the end of the day, the analysis is still going to play out, whether you like it or not. You cannot do wuru to the answer. It will never work. There's nothing they want to do. Even if they say they want to come out en mass, it's not even going to happen. They hate each other too much. They hate each other too much. It's only in Nigeria where you see poor people being classist, as if majority of the population are not poor. So they are very delusional. Now, as for Saraki is just going for his own interest. I feel it is very dangerous. In my own opinion, it's better for them to give presidency to Igbo people. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Soli. I think what's going on? One man.
One man, where are you? One man.
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you, Kenny.
Okay, how are you, my brother? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, all right, you guys carry on. I'm just doing something at the moment, but carry on.
Okay, my brother, Soli, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh yeah, continue your conversation.
No, I've spoken. Let me give another person chance to talk.
Okay, all right.
So
That's fine.
Nigerians just accept your fate. You better secure yourself. Try to apply for gun license. Just be prepared for Tinubu presidency. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. It will only it will only make life tougher for you. Prepare for it. That is just my advice.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Convertible facts.
Sorry, what do you mean by prepare for it? What is your anticipation of Tinubu's presidency that you're asking people to go and get guns, and what are you anticipating?
Whoa. Well, with the move that they are making to push for state police, it's going to go two ways. If state police is pushed, at least I can say that Nigeria will be more secure. If you are afraid of going back to Nigeria with state police, things are going to get better than before. Now, in terms of how they are going to abuse state police, I don't know. But if they have any issues pushing for that state police, then go and get your guns. Plain and simple. Because these northerners are not going to rest. They are not going to rest. They are going to keep on pushing and pushing forth down south. The only reason why I see security in some southern states is that US has assets in the south, and they are going to do everything to protect those assets. They have their embassy, they have the oil that they are getting from the south, and ports and all this. So they have so many interests in the south. That's why you have small security in the south. But state police is very, very needed. That's just it. And secondly, in terms of finance, this is the best time. If you know that you want to survive
have we lost audio? Can you hear him?
I can't hear him. He keep cutting.
I can't hear him either.
All right. Let's go on to you, Prestige. I think we get broadly where Solly is. Prestige, let's hear from you. We're talking about the Fulanis rising up in arms, Saraki, same power retains in the south.
Okay. Let me start from the Saraki point of angle where Solly stopped. In reference to what's going on with ADC. He says the party is going to be zoomed to this to the south. Atiku won't let that happen. This is just strictly my opinion, okay? And because he formed that ADC. So my point I'm having right now, where are they going to start from? It's a welcome development. What's happening in Canada? I don't know how realistic it is, but going back, I think Solly is here. Solly, I'm sorry to disappoint you, okay? Showore has nothing to offer. Okay? Showore has been contesting, Showore is just an activist. He just wants an attention. He has nothing. He speaks from both sides of his mouth. Speak nonsense all the time. That's strictly my opinion. So he has no way to go, whether it's working for Tinubu or whatever. That's the conspiracy theory coming out of there, but that's not where I'm going. But it's specifically to people. I mean, I like Showore, which is revolutionary analysis or revolutionary behavior.
Sorry, Prestige, but does Showore not have more to offer than Peter Obi? Do people not have more confidence?
How are you going to compare somebody who has been contesting before Obi only got 14,000 compared to Obi that got 6 million? Come on,
no. I'm talking about trust. Who do you think people trust more? Do you think they trust Peter Obi more or Showore?
That's not even. What kind of question is that? It's not even close for me to answer you. You know the truth. No, who trusts Showore? Who is Showore? Showore is not just an activist making noise from here to there. I mean, I like his revolution narrative, but that's not going to get him anywhere. Like I said, he only got 14,000 the last election. He has been contesting, but Showore has never won anything in Nigeria. No local government election or something like that. Or he's, speak from both sides of his mouth, against the government, against the opposition. So what you have to offer is nothing. So sorry, I mean, I like your analysis, but your principle is just nothing to offer. Okay, it's just an activist making noise from from all sides of his mouth. I mean, when I went home last year, I look at what's happening in Nigeria. Most of the governors, except Lagos State, most of them, what they're doing is like what I consider to be mediocre. But if you go to Abia State, compared to any other state in the Southeast, I don't know your opinion. I went to apart from Aba to Umaya, I can see improvement compared to the last time, because I always go to Abbey every time I go home. I can see the difference that man has done in terms of road and everything. And show Raymond over there and say that man hasn't done anything. At least give that man a credit. And you hear saying that Obi rented a crowd with Kwankwaso. The evidence is there. So that's going to show you that this man is very delusional. He just talks from both sides of his mouth. But I'm not here to talk about Showore, okay? Talking about what's going to happen and what Saraki'S is doing, I don't really know what to do. I don't really know what to say in reference to that, how possible that is. But in my own opinion, I don't see that happening, because Atiku wants to run, okay? And Atiku is not going to win. Obi is the only candidate that will make them relevant. This is strictly my opinion, whether he win or not win. But if you ask me as of today, the way I see the political landscape in Nigeria, Tinubu is going to win again. That's the way I see it. Is he going to win legitimately? In my own opinion, no. The election is already set. Whether he has all the governorship and everything, that doesn't really matter. He has the judiciary, he has the INEC, so it's automatic winning for him. That's the way I see that. So unless people like Kwankwaso and Obi come together, Atiku, all the big weight, they can be able to mobilize with the money and everything. They can have people in the polling booth and be able to, see what's going on during the polling booth and everything. That is the only way they have a chance. But if I have to bet, like I said, it's Tinubu to lose. Not just the way I see Nigerian politics, whether you like him or not. I mean, I'm not a fan of Tinubu, okay? I will say it here, pure. I'm not a fan of Tinubu. I mean, it doesn't, his political doesn't align with me. That's how I see it. But anyway, let me go to the second point of view. We are talking about the Hausa, the Hausa narrative, they are protesting. One man, I don't see anything coming out of it, because we have somebody on this platform, one of the platform, he's an Hausa boy. And he said they prefer the Fulani to rule. And this is the mindset of ordinary Hausa people. Forget about this online.
Are you talking about Hassan?
I don't see that.
Are you talking about sorry, are you talking about Hassan?
No, it's not Hassan. I think it was
right, okay.
Yeah, I think it was on Dr. Dame's show or whatever. They were asking me, and I was like, boy, why did they why did they leave this house, the Fulani hegemony?
Are you sure it was not Hausa Fulani? Because
no, the guy said I don't know if he was there that day solely. And he said yeah, they prefer the Fulani. They've been ruling them, and they're gonna be ruling. He said they work together. They are more educated than everything. They are treating them well. So this is the mindset of the commoners of Hausa. So what we are seeing right now is not going anywhere. One man, there's nothing like Hausa awakening. It's just an online, noise making. No, they have been really dominated. The hegemony. You can't dispute that has been going on since.
But we have never heard that voice before. Now, not this particular guy, but the narrative that is pushing, and is pushing it nationally. So we've never heard this national push of Hausa nationalism. We've never had it before. This is the first time I'm hearing
but this is an online. This is just few people. How many online have you seen? Now come on,
Mr. Comparable Facts. Let me ask you a question. Are you telling me that Hausa people, especially with how desperate people are getting in Nigeria, are you telling me that Hausa people will not see the chance to clinch power and some money, and they will decide to give it to Fulani? People are really desperate right now. You are telling me that in 2026,
I don't see the general after awakening. I don't see the just
forget awakening. I'm talking about money and power. Are you telling me that the Hausa people are not going to grab on a chance to get that? Especially if it favors Tinubu. Remember, this is all about interest. It is in their interest to gain it. And by gaining it, they can help him make Fulani lose power. Everybody wins. Hausa wins, Tinubu wins. You are telling me that they will not grab at that chance?
Well, I mean, I mean, they may vote for Tinubu or whatever, the Fulanis, but that's not my point. What we are talking about, the realignment, the Hausa awakening. I don't see it the way you see it. I kind of see it as a very narrow thing, they are not awakening yet. They are still subsidized to the Fulanis. I mean, until I really see it happening, apart from all this online narrative, going on, which is very, very minority.
You want them to take to the streets, Abi, and start attacking the Fulanis? Is that what you're waiting for?
I just, from what I'm seeing.
Look, Mr. Comparative Fact, when it was Obi's online antics, you chose to believe it. But the Hausa one, they even went to national, a real big channel, a national channel, to voice out their concerns, not even online alone. And they showed videos of people on the street also, and you still don't believe it. I think your analysis might be quite biased to your favor. That's just it.
Wait a minute. Sorry. I'm not out and not Fulani. How do that?
Yes, but if the Fulani, no, it's not about that. If the Fulani,
let's have conversation.
Okay.
I will like them to get out from the. I would like them to get out from the bondage, that has been under the Fulani, because the majority of the population, like one man state here, they are probably about 80% of the northern population, in that regard. If I'm right, one man, right, about 80%.
So,
roughly.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I mean, I want them to get out of their bondage. I'm not here, there's nothing politically, favor me in that regard. But I'm just what I'm seeing, and the docile how there has been, the culture of hegemony that the Fulanis has, exercised on them right from pre-independence and all that kind of things. I don't see it going nowhere. But I hope I'm wrong. I can only speak the way I feel. That's just the way I'm expressing it. So,
all right,
let me come in, please.
Okay. Let me come in.
Yeah, go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, thank you. One more. Well, thank you for today, one more, sir. Slowly, let me just say this to you and Comparative Fact. Yeah, do you think if my brother here saying what you want to hear from him, don't you know that narrative doesn't suit his political idea? Comparative Fact know that if the Hausa remove from there from Fulani, it is not in favor of Obi. He know that definitely is in favor of Asiwaju, because if they're not voting for Atiku, obviously Obi is not going to get a ticket from ADC. They will vote in mass for Asiwaju, and like Riley said, slowly these people they've been ranting and complaining on TikTok for months. You understand? I have them on
for years. Is years or no months.
I think I'm looking at it differently. I'm not looking at it like.
Hold on, sir. My brother, the way you're looking at it, you are looking at it because it's not in favor of Obi.
No. Kenny, that's not the way I'm looking at it.
That's what I see. Because
I mean, that may be the narrative. My narrative is here. It's not about that.
No. If it's in favor of Obi, you'll be the first party to challenge it. Don't you see? That
Kenny, hold on,
let me finish now. Wait,
you are a mind reader, so you know what I'm thinking, right? That's
wait,
fine.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Things like this don't go viral. If that video that woman play for us here, from that Hausa people, if it's a people Obi, they will be the first person to be sharing it everywhere. You see video flying around. Tinubu is finished. So Tinubu is finished. Hausa, they're going to vote for him. They're going to vote for him, but because they know that this particular narrative is actually against Obi and it's people of Asiwaju, they will not make the video go viral. And see, are you at example?
Can I tell you why I responded that way?
Yeah.
Okay. What what I'm seeing is that what is actually happening is very, very on a minute level, because there's no verified mass protest across the northern city. No unified Hausa political organization breakaway that is coming. There's no formal split in a major party. So it's just smaller than what you're saying.
No,
it's an online stuff. It's not about whether it will be or not.
Let me tell you something.
It was on Channels TV. Now you're saying it's small. How can it be on Channels TV and it's small?
It's the biggest.
And when they showed it on Channels TV, they showed people on ground also supporting.
Yeah, Arise TV will pick it up, and people like us, we will amplify it on TikTok. You understand? We will amplify this.
Mr. Kenny, it's not also. It's not also.
No. I'm just saying. You see, they want to keep narrative, but we won't allow that. We will continue talking about it and have conversation. I mean, in regards to this. So that's what I'm talking about, right? These people, there's some proof I wanted to say. When you are pursuing a snake with your cutlass, you've been pursuing that snake for years. You got to a stage, that snake will go to a wall, a dead so that he has nowhere to turn to. He will turn back to you, say, you know what? Enough is enough. You've been pursuing me. I've been running and running and running left to right, but now I have nowhere to run anymore. And the snake will have no choice than to face you. And that is the level where the outside people are today. Look at that guy. He said people are not listening. He said the only job that people are doing is to do wheelbarrow. To do kaya. Kaya means people that do alabaru. You know what we call kaya now? Alabaru in the market. And wheelbarrow, that's what they do. And that's what this guy was talking about with pain. That you can never find his own tribe doing any better job apart from Babiala and Alabaru. You understand?
Let me say something, Kenny.
Let me just add something very quickly to it. You see, what happened during the last time that Tinubu lost Lagos was resentment. When people are resentful, they are not going to come out and start shouting. They whisper. That is what these Hausa people have been doing since. They've been whispering. They've been building up resentment to the point that they went on national TV and they did not just randomly say things. They told you about the classism that is going on in terms of education, in terms of employment, in terms of everything. And this will be building up and building up and building up. And in election, that is what you call revenge votes. People are voting because of revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the reasons why Tinubu lost the election in Lagos. That is the same thing that I am positioning on that is going to be repeated between the Hausa and Fulani. These people will want to get any power they can clinch to. And if they are not going to clinch to any power, they will rather remove as many of the Fulani as they can. It's revenge votes.
Sorry, they will. You know, see, I will not the people that are foiling this thing. It's not just from the corner to even from the middle belt as well.
Why these people have already started telling you that Christian Hausa and Muslim Hausa are the same, they don't care anymore. You know that it is finished. And now they are looking at their tribe.
Can I chime in?
Yeah, Jamie, it's only few of us.
Okay, my own opinion. Okay, I think this division is being exaggerated. You know, this is the way it's just an isolation voice. It's a social media amplification.
Really?
You know, that's going on YouTube, TikTok. Hold on, Kenny. That's going on Facebook, on forum, and YouTube. There's no prayer. You can't reframe it as ethnic underlining issue. The only thing, the way I see it, is not about political capital. It's about because of their poverty, insecurity, and government.
Really? So
that's
didn't want that video. You didn't hear what I was saying.
He didn't hear that's not the mindset I'm coming from.
Man of Prestige. So he didn't hear what that guy was saying when he was complaining. He went on national TV channel.
So what? That's online. That's only. That has not manifested
before they have that courage and boldness, to go on national TV and speak out. Do you know what they've done underground? Somebody pushing them out.
You tell me.
We are behind you.
You tell me what they have done. You live in London. How are you gonna know what's happening?
It's not about what they are doing. It's about what they need. It's about what they're about to do. It's about what they're about to do.
I know what they're about to do, Kenny. Come on now,
because they will speak with their faults. That's what they're about to do. They're telling you.
How many times have we had about
Man of Prestige? These guys are telling us. They are telling us that in House of Assembly they don't have a representative in the Senate in anything that got to do with policy. That the only place they have representative is the religion. That's where they can call them brothers. That they have enough of that. That they want to take that space. That he said go as far as people that they are crying in the north. He said it's their own people. He said if they have their people in the space of power, that kind of thing will not continue. And you are telling me they are not speaking.
Okay, let me tell you. This is my opinion. Okay, I may be wrong. Like I said, I want the after to get themselves out of this hegemony. You know. Out of this hegemony of the Fulani culture, you know, that's been deep into their society. but I see it differently. I don't really see the way, the way you're seeing.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, now forget about your opinion and my opinion and everybody's opinion. Let's move on to APC's opinion. Let's say somebody is in APC. Do you think them viewing this situation, they will not try to take advantage of it?
Of course, it's part of politics. I see that because if you look at the political landscape right now, it's mostly the Fulanese elite, that are against the Tinubu government. So I can't see why APC won't try to take advantage of them. That's why they're trying to make inroad in the southeast right now. All these city boys nonsense, So I should have put my real name because I'm a city boy headmaster. It's not compatible, father. I need to change my name.
No, cause a village boy, not city boy. See, let me
no,
tell
I'm
you,
a village boy headmaster. I'm sorry, I'm his
listen. You're not
I'm not a city boy.
See, let me tell you about your southeast. Yeah, Tinubu is not going for state capture of southeast. He's going for the maximum point. That's what you got to understand. Do you think he care about him winning a state or winning Anambra or anything or whatever?
He won at least 25%.
Yeah, he's gonna get it.
Let's
make a bet now.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it. It might even get more. I'm telling you.
What are you saying? You don't. I mean,
he's not
you don't get the drop.
He's not going to be able to ring his way.
See, combating fact, you are blind with Obi narrative. That's why you are not seeing. That's why you are not seeing what is going on in your surrounding. People are speaking
yes.
out.
And that's the problem with obedience movements. You see, when people are telling you basic analysis,
you have a problem. What kind of problem?
I'm telling you the problem now. Once people give you basic analysis, that is proving, not divisional things, not hope. I'm saying it. What the smart individual will do, you look at statistics, like they say Lagos is smelling. A good politician will look at it. Is Lagos really smelling? Let's look at our surroundings. Let's check. If it's smelling, you clean up the place, right? And then if somebody wait now, please. I'm giving an example first so that you will get my point. Then once they know that the place is clean, if another person says Lagos is smelling, they will investigate that person. Because now they can do that because they know Lagos is not smelling. We are telling you what is going to happen. What the smart individual should do is go back to your people, tell them that they said this and they said that. How do we plug the hole? But instead, you guys will not start arguing back. You'll start talking about some delusional, hopeful thing that is not really realistic, that you can't really defend with logic or statistics or basic analysis. And that is what makes the party lose all the time. Every single time. You are the one making yourself lose. Nobody really needs to sabotage yourself. They are just doing it to please Tinubu. If Tinubu's people do nothing to Obi's team will sabotage themselves. They will. It's a sure banker because they don't take correction. They don't plug their holes. Unlike Tinubu leaves no stone unturned. If you criticize them, they will go and check it very quickly. They want to plug every hole.
What you have to understand, Obi is not Tinubu. Tinubu, when you have a person like Tinubu who has a dodgy background, he can do anything to win. Tinubu has a very dodgy background.
Mr. Comparable facts, the things I mentioned were not dodgy. I told you, even without the dodginess, he will still win. He will still win.
Sorry, see, let me tell Man of Percy something, yeah? When you have a state or a region where all the governor, right, they are behind somebody and they are changing their narrative, all your political leaders, all your popular people that say, you know what, last time I fought for you, I'm not doing that. See, whether you like it or not, those people, they have voice and they have followers. You understand?
Hold on, Kenny. Are you talking about the Chief Prince?
Hold on, sir. The only person that is not calculating are the obedient. And they are losing relevance every single day in every corner. But they're not saying it. So it will be like a shock to you guys when the results start coming out. You start saying, oh, they rig, and they're not rigging anything, but they start planning from beginning. But you guys are not planning anything. For example, let me tell you an example. One mistake that will be made and the obedience. Look at what happened in Bayelsa this former governor. What's his name? This Bayelsa former governor. Sorry.
I don't know his name.
No. Oh, hold on. I remember what's his name? Saraki'S.
Oh, okay.
Saraki'S, he sit down quietly and he formed a new, fresh party for himself.
Is it the party they're not going to register? I thought it's too late to form a new party in
Nigeria. It's been acknowledged by INEC already. And the party is about a month and a week old. And Saraki'S, he has left a PDP and is now the national leader of that party. Why can't Obi? That mistake could be made. Obi has 3 years to sit down and form his own party, which INEC will recognize without no choice. But he failed in that regard. You understand? That's how you know who is serious and who has vision and who can see tomorrow. So those are the areas where Obi is making the mistakes. You get me? He's in ADC now. He didn't even know whether he's going to get the tickets. He has come out and said, you know what, I don't think I'm going to get the ticket of ADC. That's to defeat people. He's already defeated mentally by himself. Secondly, we hear a few months ago when the Igbo people went to America to go and condemn, say there's a genocide in Nigeria against Hausa people and the Fulani people. Do you think they forgot it? You understand? Those are the indices that people are seeing that, you know what, this time is not going to favor us. Let's align with the party that can give us something in future. That's why people are going beyond against Obi. It's not going to be the same story again. Even the Lagos State that everybody saying you won last time, the story is changing. A lot of people are coming out and say, I support Obi last time, I'm not going to support him again. Have you seen this guy in Lagos talking again, the way he did last time? I can give you many names of those that came out with a full chest last time, supporting Obi. Now, all of them, they sit and they look now. So this Fulani hegemony is been broken. 100% broken. And this guy, they are talking, like I said before, they are talking because we know them. Now, they take the agitation up to national TV. Now, Channel TV talk about it now. The next station is going to pick you up. Arise is going to pick you up. Channel TV is going to pick you up. And they are listening. The only solution for the Fulani in the north, right, is to start feeding those Hausa people that they know that have education among them, right? That can be in the position of power. Start from state of assembly and national assembly. That is how they can pursue these people. Without that, there's no way back for them. And if any political party, like what happened in Abuja, where they're doing local government election, ADC were to pick somebody from another state to come and be the leader in Abuja. If anybody pick Hausa in any party that clever, like ADC, right, like Labour Party, pick Hausa, original Hausa, to be a governor in those states, they will win 100% because they will give them the anger vote. And that's what people need to know. That's what people need to understand. When people say they are tired, they are tired. So the judgment is broken, and Tinubu will not feed any Fulani as well. And Tinubu people will be telling them, listen, we are here to support you because Tinubu is proving to be doing the right thing. He picked a middle best somebody. A position they've never been before is giving it to them. What do you think is happening? Those are the things they are seeing that make them say, you know what, our times, we too can get something from this. If the people from Middle Belt and Kanuri can get, I don't think Kanuri has been in that position before in their life. A VP. You understand? So Tinubu is broken the hegemony. And the Fulani people, they are the minority in that place. So they need to buckle up. And I'm happy that this is happening because it's a for Ashwaju. Thank you. Compared to fact, you can speak.
Yeah, you made an incendiary comment earlier, you know, that the Southeast are the one talking about the ethnic genocide in the North. That narrative didn't come
who
from
went to America dancing? Who went
talking about that online thing you had. if you realize what's going on in America right now, you heard that the people that is really championing this ethnic genocide are mostly Christians from the Middle Belt.
No. We have the video. One man can play the video for us.
Forget about that online stuff. We're talking about reality. Forget about the video you have.
Sorry, let's keep me here now.
That does not exemplify who is the narrative, but that's not the subject for today. That's the subject for another day. You brought it up, so that's why I decided to chime in about that.
I just use that as part of reference, so you know how the Igbo people have been missing it and what's going to work against them, especially Obi. You understand? I just made that as a reference that these are the things that is the mind of people. That Hausa people will not forget that. That these are the tribe that say this against us. That they say
forget about that. Forget about that division you try to spread here. That's not gonna work. People are wiser. People are more educated right now. Okay.
So you think the Hausa people that are coming out? You think they're just coming out for fun?
There's nothing. They are wiser. They know what's going on. So don't play that narrative. That's your talking point. It's not going nowhere. Okay, that's not what people. People are awakening. Even the Northern have been very docile. Of course, more political wise. More political wise. They are not like what you think about before. People are different right now. That's why I said. But anyway, that's your opinion. So I don't see that way. But anyway,
I'm reading the language and body language of that guy. Two of them that spoke on the video.
What did they say? Did they say they're gonna vote against Obi because Igbo man went to USA and championed the Christian genocide? The genocide. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they will punish Obi for that.
Look, Kenny, if they want to punish them, I don't really care. I don't benefit anything from Nigeria. I even give something to Nigeria.
We don't even know the party Obi is going to get the ticket for because he's not going to get the ticket. He has said it by himself. So
I don't care if he doesn't get the ticket. Like I said, I don't benefit anything from that Nigeria. I even help people from Nigeria, so that don't bother me. I'm only here to come talk, to come make noise, that's all.
You come here to make noise.
Yeah, is that not what you're doing too? Tell me all the whole thing you've been talking for 2 or 3 years here. Where have you gone in Nigeria?
I'm talking facts, and
what fact?
I believe I'm speaking to the right people, to the right audience.
Oh, yeah, fat is just a congestion, There's nothing factual about it,
Understand? We are the one on media. We are the one on this thing. We listen to people and we can understand where they're coming from. See,
when was the last time you go to Nigeria? You don't even know what's happening in Nigeria. You are one man. None of you had been to Nigeria in 2 decades. All you stay here and run your mouth.
Why do you say that?
because you don't go to Nigeria. All you stay in London, enjoy where democracy was, where democracy function. Not where there's a tyrannical government like tinubu,
When I go to Nigeria, don't worry, I will send one of my videos. I'll make videos and send to one man to play for you guys. So you know that I always go to Nigeria. But the point still remains that as of today, we are going to election period. We're going to campaign mood. We're going to force somebody in, and the people are agitating that my tribe they've not been represented in anything. So you think we should not take that into account? And
Kenny, I understand your point of view. What you say may be true, may be reality, but I don't see that way. This is why we come to a channel right now.
Tell me
and
why.
have a different opinion. I don't see the way you do. I just think it's an online something that's been amplified by
tell me
by content creators. That's the way I see it. I may be wrong.
Give me a empirical fact. The reason why you don't see it that way.
What fact do you have? The only fact you have is just the online content creators. You don't even have that much fact to back up your addition.
Okay, so the guy give us the reason why they're agitating. Probably maybe you didn't listen to the video and the audio. He tell us the reason why they're agitating. He said the reason why, and the guy said, "But you guys are united. You guys are brother and sister. You guys are intermarriage and all that." The guy said, "No, the reason why they like that before is because of religion. But when it comes to any other thing in that particular site, right? they are divided. He said, "Is there only people, Hausa people that you find that is doing kaya, that is doing wheelbarrow, that is doing shoemaker, do all those petty job in the north." He said, when they want to give scholarship to people, it's only Fulani they give scholarship to. When you go to politics, it's only Fulani you find there. The guy give empirical facts about his own agitation. You understand? And which is something that people need to sit down and think about. How can you have majority tribe, right? They're like 25% of that country, and they are nowhere to be found in terms of politics. And the Igbo people that are complaining that they be marginalized all this while. What's the population in Nigeria? And I can tell you the position. We all know the position you people already occupy in that country. And you are telling me they don't have reason why to agitate? You're telling me what the guys agitated about is not, there's no truth behind it. For years.
No. Kenny, you are misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying what he said is not truth to read. I mean, we know about the Fulani hegemony when it comes to their dominance, in the north. This is not something that began today. It's not something that began yesterday. This has been happening even pre-election, pre-independence, and it has gotten worse recently. It's pretty much dominated. What he said is factual. I'm not disputing that part, but I just see it, as an early stage of political tension. I mean, until until there's like a bigger shift, if the narrative change, if there's a local conflict or the elite started reposition themselves, then I will see where the political landscape take place.
Let me give you another example. When they start the Arab Spring, it started with